Today in New York, a city where the weather can literally bring down the house. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark in New York. I'm Dean Bark. Let's kick things off with a bang. Frigid winter blamed for falling debris on the Manhattan Expressway. Catherine Garcia, the executive director of the Port Authority, the bi-state agency that runs our major bridges, tunnels, and airports, says a harsh winter is behind chunks of metal and concrete that dropped onto the Trans-Manhattan Expressway earlier this month. That's the stretch of I-95 running under Washington Heights between the George Washington Bridge and the Harlem River Drive. Debris fell twice in May. The culprit, according to Garcia, is water and road salt seeping into joints, then expanding and contracting as temperatures froze and thawed. Classic freeze-thaw stress. First you get cracks, then you get falls. The Port Authority has since inspected the area and installed wire netting to catch anything loose. For context, wire netting is a common stopgap on aging structures around the city. It's not pretty, but it's practical. This comes as the agency continues a $2 billion rehabilitation of the George Washington Bridge, our busiest crossing, a project underway since 2015. And yes, that initial description of the fallen material as mostly dust and light debris didn't exactly calm nerves. Let's cut to the chase. It's clear our infrastructure can't afford to wait until it literally falls apart. Moving on. Inwood fire investigation widens to landlord amid housing code violations. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office, the county's top prosecutor, has expanded its probe into the deadly May 4th fire at 207 Duckman Street in Inwood. The office is now scrutinizing Jan Realty Corporation, the building's owner, for potential corporate liability tied to building conditions. 4 people died in that blaze, and more than 100 residents were displaced. Investigators say the fire likely started with a discarded cigarette, but the larger question is whether the building's condition worsened the outcome. City records show 107 housing code violations at the time, and here's a sobering footnote. The building had been sued over alleged fire hazards just a week before the blaze. The DA is urging tenants to report systemic safety lapses as the investigation continues. That's the headline. With more than 100 violations, it's hard to believe this wasn't a disaster waiting to happen. Let's pivot to the next story. Activist pressure forces Manhattan Garage to evict federal ICE vehicles. Immigration activists rallied in mid-May outside a Metropolis-managed garage on Morton Street in the West Village. Metropolis is a parking technology company that operates garages around the city. Protesters said 9 federal vehicles parked there belong to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, better known as ICE. After the demonstration, the garage removed those vehicles. The activists noted the cars had previously parked at a nearby location and that ICE's separate parking contract at Pier 40 is expiring soon. Pier 40 is the large Hudson River Park complex that also includes parking facilities. The protest even blocked the street with a giant sign reading "ICE parks here," a not subtle bit of wayfinding. Organizers are now pressing Metropolis to bar ICE vehicles at all its sites. The bigger picture is familiar: tension between federal immigration enforcement and local communities that want no part in it. Call it like it is, public pressure led to a very visible change. Shifting gears. Nina Schwalbe challenges political norms in race for Nadler's congressional seat. Nina Schwalbe is a public health professional with decades of experience in global and local health policy. She's running in Manhattan's 12th congressional district for the seat being vacated by Representative Jerry Nadler, the long-serving Manhattan lawmaker. Schwalbe is pitching a campaign built on vaccines, abortion rights, and the rule of law, and she backs a 2-state solution for Israel and Palestine. She's up against 4 male rivals with more cash and thicker political Rolodexes, which means less media oxygen and fewer endorsements for her. Still, she's finding ways to stand out. Her campaign literature includes Braille for visually impaired voters, a small but telling accessibility move. She's also fielded sharp backlash over her stances on Israel and vaccines, and is leaning into that debate rather than ducking it. With the Democratic primary in June and undecided voters still a sizable bloc, that's worth discussing. In a sea of sameness, her candidacy reads like a breath of fresh air. All right, next topic. New York State to pledge $175 million to revitalize long-stalled Atlantic Yards project. Governor Kathy Hochul is backing a plan in the pending state budget to allocate $175 million to Atlantic Yards, also known as Pacific Park, the Brooklyn mega project around Barclays Center. The money would help build a platform over the rail yard there. That platform is the literal base for long-delayed housing and open space. This project was first proposed in 2003 and has been dogged by cost overruns, delays, and legal fights. The new funding is aimed at jump-starting completion of affordable housing and a promised park, in line with original commitments. For perspective, only about 1,374 affordable units have been delivered out of 2,250 pledged. The platform is the bottleneck. No platform, no towers, no park. If this survives budget negotiations, shovels could start moving the larger plan again. Let's not overcomplicate this. After 2 decades, any progress is better than more press releases. And that's where we'll leave it. I'm Dean Bark. Tune in tomorrow for the latest on the city's infrastructure fixes, housing battles, and everything in between. And that's your report for today from the City Report with Dean Bark in New York.